Hi, welcome to episode 19 of The Kitchen Sink, my weekly vlog. I'm Eric J. Barkman, and as you can tell, this is a bit of a different episode. See, I've just, mostly finished moving. I still have a few random things left here, but overall, most of my stuff has been moved, and it's a bit of a mess around my computer right now, so I figured I would just do a final episode here, just film it with my phone and see how that goes. We'll see how the audio turns out, how well you can hear me, but hopefully I'm speaking loud enough and hopefully works out nicely. Anyway, there's also not really much in the way of news to talk about this week, so I figured I'd talk about a topic, in this case, reboots, as you could see from the title of this episode. Now, first of all, I should say when I'm referring to reboots, I'm specifically referring to where, continuity gets started over, started fresh. I just say that because, some people use reboots to refer to, just when something, I guess when they do kind of a fresh start, but with the old stuff still in continuity, sometimes people still refer to that as a reboot. But, or not so much a fresh start, but like a jumping on point or whatever. Like what they're doing with the fourth Transformers movie, where it's, new cast or whatever, as far as the human characters. But that's not what I'm referring to, like I said. I'm referring to when continuity starts over, starts fresh, like DC's New 52, or Battlestar Galactica. Arguably, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. I say arguable because thing is, anything prior to the time travel there at the start of this movie there is identical between the two universes, at least it should be. And yeah, but anyway, now what I want to talk about is my thoughts on reboots. Like, I'm not really a big fan of reboots as a general rule. That doesn't mean I don't like everything. I don't necessarily dislike stuff that comes out of the reboots or whatever, but I'm just not a fan of the concept. Now, the reasoning being, or whatever, is that when you're following a series, what you're wanting is, when you have, a series, it's nice to see, the little things where it's like, oh yeah, that's, following up from that, or, hey, that's referencing that, or whatever. And of course, when you have multiple series in a franchise, or whatever, you have things like crossovers and characters appearing in other series, and just even just random little things. Like, one thing I loved in Stargate SG-1, the end of the 8th season, where there's one point or whatever where, there's in this higher plane of existence thing, or but being shown in a way that we mere mortals can understand. It shows up as a diner or whatever. One character is reading a newspaper, and the one little thing, if you look closely over, is referencing the events happening over in the sister series, Stargate Atlantis or whatever, and that kind of stuff is really cool or whatever. Now, I'm not saying, when it comes to continuity, I'm not saying, I want stories, that are so full of it that, if you haven't read the earlier stuff or watched or whatever, you won't understand it. That's not what I'm saying. I love continuity, but I also think stuff should be, every story should be, accessible to a new viewer or reader or whatever, depending on your medium. But even still, like I said, I like all the connectivity that connects it. Yeah. And it's just, so it annoys me when you get rid of it and start fresh, and it's like, well, what about all that stuff, I was, yeah, it just, kind of bugs me or whatever. But, so, and then when you do that, then you have to work a lot harder to convince me that, you know, just, yeah, at a lot higher quality to convince me that the reboot was worth it. Which, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, or whatever. And, yeah. That's pretty much my thoughts on that. If you have any thoughts on what, do you like reboots? Do you like nice in-depth connectivity and continuity and such? Let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. And subscribe. That would be awesome. And, oh yeah, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice I've been wearing a different shirt in every episode so far, until now. I was going to, and then I realized as I was halfway here, because all my shirts already moved over, that I was wearing a shirt that, the same shirt I wore in last week, so, like, I could walk back. No, I won't. I was also tempted to just do the episode shirtless as a result, but I'm sure none of you want to see that. Although if you do, you can mention that in the comments below as well. And yeah, oh. Just an update on Seconds. I wouldn't expect it this month, because of the moving and the stress and the reorganizing stuff. I'm not expecting it's going to be done this month, I'm sorry. Yeah. But hey, you know what, at least I'm saying that. It's not like in previous weeks where I've been like, yeah, next week, or the week after, you know. I'm telling you, not this month, so don't get your hopes up, and... But, you know, get your hopes up that you'll enjoy it when it does eventually come out. And, have fun.